Hey there, it's Dr. Jones, and today we're going to continue to talk about how nature and longevity go hand in hand. So, as we've talked about before, sleep is one of the most powerful longevity tools that we have. It regulates metabolism, it supports our immune function, repairs cellular damage, and plays a crucial role in brain health. But in today's world, artificial lighting, screen exposure, and disrupted schedules have thrown our natural sleep-wake cycles off. This contributes to poor sleep quality, to fatigue, and it really overall just an increased risk of chronic disease. So nature plays a fundamental role in resetting our circadian rhythms. Sunlight exposure, time outdoors, and the natural cycles of light and darkness help regulate our internal clock, improving sleep quality, and that improves overall health. So today we're going to explore how nature optimizes circadian rhythms and why reconnecting with natural light is essential for longevity. All right, so let's start with the importance of circadian rhythms. A quick review here. The circadian rhythm is the body's internal clock. It governs the sleep-wake cycle. It governs hormone production, our digestion, and cellular repair. It's a 24-hour rhythm, and it's regulated primarily by light exposure, especially natural sunlight. Disruptions to this rhythm caused by artificial lighting, late-night screen use, and inconsistent sleep schedules can lead to poor sleep, metabolic dysfunction, and an increased risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. So studies show that people with misaligned circadian rhythms have higher rates of obesity, higher rates of cardiovascular disease, and even shorter lifespans. So let's talk about how natural light optimizes circadian rhythms. Morning sunlight is one of the most effective ways to regulate the circadian clock. When natural light enters the eyes, it signals the brain's master clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, to regulate melatonin production. Melatonin is the hormone responsible for sleep. Its release is tightly controlled by exposure to light and exposure to darkness. Exposure to bright natural light early in the day suppresses melatonin production. That increases our alertness, and it sets the stage for proper melatonin release later that night. Studies show that people who get early morning sunlight sleep better, fall asleep faster, and wake up feeling more refreshed. In contrast, exposure to artificial blue light at night, especially from screens, that disrupts this process by tricking the brain into thinking that it's still daytime. This leads to suppressed melatonin production, difficulty falling asleep, and lower sleep quality. So what is the role of darkness in sleep regulation? Well, just as natural light is important for waking up, darkness is essential for preparing the body for rest. As the sun sets, reduced light exposure triggers melatonin production. That signals the body that it's time to sleep. This process is disrupted when we are exposed to artificial lighting at night, particularly from the LED lights that are so common these days. We get exposed to that from televisions and phone screens most commonly. So reducing exposure to artificial light in the evening by dimming the lights and using warm colored bulbs and minimizing screen use can reinforce the body's natural sleep cycle. Studies show that people who reduce nighttime light exposure have higher melatonin levels and better sleep efficiency. All right, so how does time in nature improve sleep quality? Spending time outdoors during the day helps to anchor their circadian rhythm by providing natural light exposure. It's pretty obvious. This is why people who spend more time in nature often experience deeper, more restorative sleep. Camping studies have demonstrated that even a few days in nature without artificial lighting can completely reset circadian rhythms, leads to earlier bedtimes and improved sleep quality. Regular exposure to outdoor environments also helps control cortisol levels. We've talked about this before, by reducing nighttime stress and improving relaxation. Additionally, grounding, which is physically connecting with the earth by walking barefoot on grass, soil, or sand, that has been shown to enhance sleep by reducing inflammation and stabilizing circadian rhythms. All right. In summary, let's talk about some practical takeaways for optimizing circadian rhythms with nature. First, get at least 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight exposure in the morning to regulate melatonin and improve your sleep. Second, spend time outdoors during the day to anchor the body's internal clock. Third, reduce screen time and any exposure to artificial lighting in the evening. That will allow for natural melatonin production. Next, use warm, dim lighting at night to mimic natural sunset conditions. And then try spending a weekend in nature, away from artificial light altogether. That will really completely reset your circadian rhythm. And then walking barefoot outdoors to help with grounding and sleep regulation. So just a few closing thoughts. Circadian rhythms are deeply connected to longevity, and nature provides the perfect environment to keep them in balance. By realigning our sleep-wake cycle with natural light, we improve sleep quality, we boost energy levels, and we reduce the risk of chronic disease. So in the next episode, we're going to explore how the natural world influences longevity at a cellular level, including the impact of nature on mitochondrial function, oxidative stress, and cellular repair. But until then, please make an effort to reconnect with the rhythms of nature. Watch the sun rise, watch the sun set, get outside during the day, go camping, and embrace the darkness at night. Your body will thank you.